right now on Best Defense, a very, very special guest joining us from Los Angeles is celebrated criminal defense attorney and one of my personal heroes, Tom Mesereau. Tom, I can't tell you how much it means to me to have you here with us on our last broadcast. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Well, thank you, Jamie, for inviting me. It's an honor and a privilege to be on your last show.
Well, I want to begin by asking you about something we've not had a chance to talk about, and that is your free legal clinic. Most people know you as I said, a celebrated criminal defense attorney, but there's all kinds of work that you do that does not get as much attention, and I want to use this opportunity, and there is right there an image on our screen. I don't know if you can see it. The Mesereau Free Legal Clinic. Tell us a little bit about the work you do that does not get talked about as much as, say, the Michael Jackson case or the Robert Blake case. Tell us about that work and why it is so important to you to do it.
Well, it's been important to me for many, many years to work in free legal clinics in South Central Los Angeles. I've worked at many clinics and worked with many local civil rights organizations to speak against gang violence, to help women in drug recovery, to help children get their values straight and stay in school. And eventually, the way things developed, I decided to form my own clinic with other people. Sophia Harris, our coordinator, and our very dedicated board of directors worked diligently to set up a clinic and where lawyers, law students, college students, and others donate their time to help poor people in need. Our underprivileged people tend to get very poor representation. They're often ripped off by unscrupulous lawyers. They need direction. They need help. And we have guest speakers come, judges, lawyers, others with various specialties to help educate the community. And with education comes more power and better protection.
Yeah, and we have been covering today the case of a young man who is not a famous celebrity. He's much more like the average run-of-the-mill client that you and I know so much more about. But of course, Tom, you've had your share of well-known celebrity clients. I did have my chance to extend my sympathies to you on the passing of Michael Jackson in writing. I'll do it again here now. And at the time you took on representation of Michael Jackson, you made, I thought, the very wise statement that the case was not about the lawyers becoming celebrities. Let's take a listen to what you said then, and I want to reiterate it now. But first, let's hear it in your own words.
This case is not about lawyers or anyone else becoming celebrities. This defense is going to be conducted with professionalism and dignity at all times. This case is about one thing only. It's about the dignity, the integrity, the decency, the honor, the charity, the innocence, and the complete vindication of a wonderful human being named Michael Jackson.
Now, Tom, I think our viewers know that you're not one to spend a whole lot of time on television as compared to so many of our colleagues. Why do you think it is that this message is lost on so many, not only criminal defense attorneys, but trial attorneys and even some corporate lawyers who think that celebrity is the goal rather than representation of the client and focus solely on the result and on what happens inside the courtroom rather than on the courthouse steps? We know, Tom, because we were searching for sound from you, that that is the only press conference you gave in the course of the Michael Jackson case. It is the only time you stepped to the microphone. The rest of the time you spoke in court, not on the courthouse steps. Why can't lawyers seem to learn this lesson?
Well, first of all, cameras are like drugs. They're addictive. And second of all, we're in a celebrity-driven culture. Third of all, many attorneys are not terribly fulfilled in their work, and they dream of something more exciting and better. And you put all that together, and it's easy for a lawyer to lose focus. The focus is on protecting the client, saving the client's life. It's not on self-aggrandizement before the camera, but it's easy to lose sight of that if you don't continually remind yourself what's important.
Why are they unfulfilled, Tom?
I think a lot of lawyers have sort of given up trying to find what specialty really is best for them. They have a couple of jobs and they're not fulfilled. They move to another firm very much like the one they were at before, and then they just stop trying. I lecture on this at law schools all the time, that we should be the most fulfilled professionals. We have more options than anybody, including the option to be independent. And a lot of lawyers seem to lose sight of that. Their imagination seems to get narrowed, and I do my best to expand their imagination and tell them keep trying, there's a place for you, and when you find a passion, you will be truly blessed in your professional life.
Yeah, I tell young law students that it's not a profession, it's a calling. And if you can find your calling within the law, then you will be fulfilled. But I think you're right, so many are unfulfilled. Tom is going to stay with us. We're so pleased that he has joined us on The Best Defense, and we have been talking about our favorite moments here on The Best Defense. But what about the attorneys you've seen inside those courtrooms arguing the cases we've brought you over the years? Some of you have weighed in on that subject. Donna Kay in Texas writes, Gary Mitchell, defense lawyer for Cody Posey. He has a vast knowledge of the law, is able to put that knowledge to work, and is able to convey that knowledge in layman's terms to a jury. He seems to have compassion for his clients. Michelle here in New York says, I love Linda Kenny. It takes strength, physical, mental, and emotional to be a good trial lawyer, and women are really strong. Just ask your mother. And Paul, also in New York, praises our very own guest joining us on The Best Defense today, Thomas Mesereau. Hands down, he writes, Mark Garagos would have benefited from a crash course under Mesereau's tutelage. And we'll be right back.